Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I figured we'd do a reading vlog together. I just started Baby Teeth, so we will read that together, but first I'm gonna make some dinner. I think I'm gonna make this because it looks real tasty. It is from the Tasty cookbook. I'm also gonna add some feta cheese to it and then some olives. Oh, and also I am not going to do the red pepper flakes because I can't do spicy. But yeah, let's get started. Nothing better than watching Carter Sullivan while cooking. Did I just burn the first pita? Maybe. I'm not a cook. We're gonna try this again. All right, here is the finished product. Not burnt this time. So, you know, it's pretty good. All right, guys, I'm going to eat my pizza and finish my video, and then I will get started reading more of Baby Teeth. All right, guys, I'm going to get started. Like I said, I'm about 20% of the way through. It's been a pretty good start so far. Very intriguing. But I'm gonna read for about an hour. I got some Reese's eggs, so let's get going. Alrighty, everybody. I have just finished about an hour's worth of reading. I made it another 20% in the book. So far, it is really good. It is about a family of three. You've got Suzette is the mom, Alex is her husband, and then Hannah is their 7-year-old daughter. Hannah has not spoken a word her entire life. She also has some behavioral issues, those of which only Suzette sees. For Alex, she acts like a perfect angel. Suzette is also struggling with Crohn's disease and trauma she experienced as a child and a teenager with her own mother. So it is a very interesting perspective. One, because each chapter is broken down, it'll switch between Suzette's perspective and Hannah's perspective. And Hannah is incredibly intelligent. So you're reading it at the same level as Suzette. But you are also like she's still 7. So there's still things in the world that she doesn't understand and she doesn't fully grasp. But when they said this was like The Omen, they were not kidding. Hannah is like a demon child. I'm about 128 pages in, but so far it's been really interesting. Alex is absolutely infuriating because he doesn't see what's happening, because all of the bad stuff that Hannah is doing, she only does around Suzette and to Suzette, whereas with Alex, they have this bond, and Alex and Hannah specifically talks about how much she loves her dad, and so their dynamic is much more of a traditional father-daughter relationship. So Alex really struggles when Suzette is being terrorized by the 7-year-old. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. It's a very, very quick read, and reading Hannah's perspectives and then also seeing just like reading her perspective and then switching over to Suzette and just seeing what Hannah is going to get up to next and what she's going to do to Suzette. It's just like amping it up and things are getting worse. So I'm interested to see where this is going to go in terms of if Alex is ever going to come to the realization. But there's also something fishy about Alex. I don't like her husband, mostly because he's condescending and he doesn't believe her. But there's something skeevy. I don't know what it is, but there's something not right with him. I'm gonna take a shower and then watch some YouTube videos, and I will read some before I go to bed tonight. So I will keep you guys updated. Alrighty guys, I read a little bit more today, so I just kind of wanted to give you an update. I'm about 75% of the way through now. I don't want to say it's bad, because I do think it is intriguing, and I do think that there are some elements of it that are very well written and very creepy. However, that being said, it has become very much like a cheesy horror movie, in the sense of like all these terrible things are happening and these people are not thinking logically. Specifically, the husband. I swear to God, the stupid husband takes so long to finally start believing his wife. I don't want to give any spoilers away, so I'm not going to say anything specifically, but like, he is so dead convinced that this child is a little baby angel that it takes the most drastic measure before he finally realizes how creepy and spooky she is. I also don't know how this is going to end in terms of where we're gonna go. Because like, obviously bad stuff has happened and we can't really forget about the bad stuff. But also she's still their daughter, so they can't just be like, goodbye. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to finish it tonight, and then I will give you my full thoughts, but I just wanted to give you guys an update and let you know how things were going. Alrighty guys, I finished Baby Teeth. I have thoughts. I literally just finished it right before I started filming, so I'm going to try to compose my thoughts in the most constructive manner. It was messy, and I just didn't see the purpose of the book, if that makes sense. It wasn't that good of a thriller. I feel like things escalated so slowly. There wasn't even really like a climax of the story, that it was just disappointing. I'm gonna give it 2 stars because I think it was an interesting enough read and other people might enjoy it. This was just not my cup of tea, and I wanted it to be a lot scarier than it actually was. In my head, I was picturing her being sort of like a Damien from The Omen or a Gage from Pet Sematary, which both of those, if you have read or watched the movie for either of those, terrifying children. And there are moments in there where Hannah does become super scary, but it didn't go far enough to where it pushed enough boundaries for me. It was just, because it was borderline real in what I'm sure people have experienced with their children, and behavioral issues and psychopathy and just all of that stuff, but it ran that line of real to absurd, and not in a good way. And again, I think the way that it was framed with how Hannah was trying to scare her mother and all of this, and then also flip side, being a perfect angel for her father, and the relationship between why she did not like her mom was never explained, apart from that she wanted her dad all to herself, which I get is a very common thing, but there was hints throughout the book about there being something wrong with the mom, and that's why Hannah hated her. but they never expanded on that. There were just like little baby scenes that you're like, maybe this will come back and we'll get. I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop, essentially. I kept waiting for something to happen that would be an explanation as to why Hannah was acting this way, or why she was so attached to her dad comparatively to her mom. Or there'd be moments where she would start to like her mom, and I thought, well, maybe everything will flip back, but it didn't. So I don't even think I would call this a thriller, because there was never, like, you knew what was going to happen going forward. Hannah wanted to kill her mom. There was never really that big drop moment that you get in like a thriller, and there was never really a scary enough moment to even categorize it as a horror in terms of not like outright scary, but just unnerving. There were a few moments where it got close to that, but never enough that I felt like it pushed into that category. And also the Entertainment Weekly that I talked about in my TBR doesn't make sense. I mean, I've never seen or read We Need to Talk About Kevin, but there were no aspects of Gone Girl in this at all, unless you're counting gaslighting, which is possible. But yeah, not a fan. 2 out of 5 stars for me, but maybe you would enjoy it. So that is a wrap on Baby Teeth. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.